What's going on, guys? It's a little late, but I'm glad you're here. It's really boring right now. I see that, you saw my title, you clicked the video. Thanks for checking it out. A Book of Creation is a fantasy adventure that I started writing in 1998, 1999. No, let's back that up, 1996. When I started writing A Book of Creation. I started it in high school. I'm a big fan of Jim Henson, the guy who created The Muppets and did The Dark Crystal and Labyrinth, and Fraggle Rock, and Sesame Street. I'm a really big fan of this guy. So, in A Book of Creation, the main character is Azra. He's a giant bird, think Big Bird from a Sesame Street. He's not big and yellow, and he's not young in mind. He's big and green and very wise in mind. And, see, Azra is born into a world that is really totalitarian. He's actually born in a program called conscripted parenthood. And he's a test tube baby. Azra is a test tube baby. And this totalitarian government is pretty advanced. They've figured out how to manipulate the genome of their people to the point where they're creating psychic citizens. And people with this psychic power, they're labeled as those with a birthright. Azra is one such person. Problem is, his birthright is a little laden in showing up, so he's kind of written off as not a failed experiment, but the government has their eye on him as he's living through life. Anyways, it comes to a point where Azra is killed in a workplace accident, and that's the moment that his birthright blooms. Right in the moment of his death, like right as he's dying, his birthright blooms. And his psychic abilities allow him to communicate with the afterlife, the gods of the afterlife. He learns a bunch of stuff and wakes back up in an infirmary where our story starts spinning off of the rails. It's even hard for me to keep track of, and I wrote the damn thing. After waking up in the infirmary, he's goes through a little bit of therapy and gets sent back to work. He's had a near-death experience. He's learned a bunch of stuff that he's keeping on the down low from his superiors, his authority figures. All the while that he's working his day job, on the down low, he's slowly working through what he experienced. And it comes to the point where he's desperate to move forward with things. The government is the government. They are running life a certain way that he is just not very enthusiastic about. And he's really eager to move the world forward in the ways that he learned while he was dead. So he takes things into his own hands and he starts stealing technology from his workplace and uses that technology to build a gateway that will connect to another world at some point. He just doesn't have that world built just yet. And then he dies again, and the world gets created while he's dead. He's in the afterlife. He's fully dead now. He's not just pseudo dead in a coma. He's fully dead now, and he's in the afterlife, and he's building his world. Completes his world, connects the gateways between his world and his home world, the place he was born, and returns to life. Now, it's not so easy. His return to life isn't so easy. I make it sound easy. There's a lot that happens in this book. He's returned to life, but his superiors are caught on to what's going on. See, his superiors know about everything having to do with psychics and connecting with the afterlife and all that stuff. They know. And so when he comes back to life, they imprison him to make sure that he can't do no more. And so a long time passes while he's in prison. And while he's in prison, life is happening on the world that he created. There are these characters, Mathis and Talia. They are an odd couple. You know, Mathis is an older man. Talia is in her 30s or so. And it's more like a father-daughter kind of relationship. Until that is, in their story, Talia actually reconnects with her real father. Through Mathis's doing, by the way. It's not like, you know, Mathis is jealous of this or anything. He brought it about. He brought them together. And in bringing them together, you know, Talia and Mathis discover the story of their world's creator. You know, as they're going along on their journey, they're discovering little bits and pieces about the creator of their world, who is Azra. And they learn how he has been imprisoned. And so they take it upon themselves to save or free the creator of their world. Which they do. They free the creator of their world through a whole fun, twisting ride. And so they're all together. The creator, Azra, is together with his creations, Mathis and Talia, who, Talia is, daughter of this man who I named Ganon. Ganon ties in to Azra's home world. So we have this real motley crew of unlikely allies all working together to help Azra show, he's developed a plan while in prison. He's developed a plan how he can take off the veil that his government has placed over his people, keeping them blind and ignorant to what they're actually capable of, which is creating planets. They're all together. This motley crew's all together at the end, and I'm not going to spoil too much. Of course, they make it through. Azra's plan is completed, and the superiors are defeated. That's a book of creation in a nutshell. So I would really appreciate it if you guys checked it out. I got a link in the description down below for you to go look up the paperback copy available on Amazon Books. Now, people, real talk, I had the book edited. I paid like $3,000 for an editor to have the book edited, but it was still up to me to make the edits. And due to issues I have up here, I don't catch everything. So you know what you're going to see on the first page? That's right, a misspelling. Not just one misspelling, not just two misspellings, but you're going to see 3 full-on misspellings on the front page. That's going to be a pattern through the book. I'm overcorrecting it. I really am. I just hope you guys, in this day and age where everybody is used to typo-nese on the internet, I hope you guys can get past the misspellings and just enjoy the story for what it is. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you guys around.